Obtaining a bar plot in Navure. Let's open the Milk Fat Protein 4 Treatments file located in the test data repository. This file contains the protein and fat content of several milk samples from dairy cows subjected to 4 different dietary treatments. A common way to display the protein content in the 4 treatments is to create a bar plot showing the mean protein content for each treatment. This chart should also include error bars showing the standard error of the mean. To create a bar plot, go to the Graphics tab and press the Bars button. In the resulting dialog box, select protein as the variable to plot on the y-axis and treatment as the variable to display on the x-axis. Then, press the blue arrow play button in the upper left corner of the dialog box. Once the chart is displayed, you can enhance it using various options available in the Graph Options group located in the upper right corner of the main application window. These typically include 4 tabs: Options, X-axis, Y-axis, and Series. Depending on the chart type, additional tabs, such as in this case errors, will be available. Let's play around with some of the more common options. For example, we can increase the size of all the fonts in the chart by clicking on the larger capital A in the Font Options group. Similarly, we can decrease the font size by clicking the smaller capital A in the same location. We can rotate the chart using the Rotate button or apply a color from the color palette or use another appearance from the pop-up menu to the right of the color palette. You can also apply an appearance to apply a gradient color to the bars. When you click on a single bar, a new tab appears in the Graph Options group, named Element. If we click on this tab, we will find options to change the color of the clicked bar. In this example, we will change its color to red. By default, most of the charts contain a grid. If we want to remove it, uncheck the box in the grid group. It is also possible to remove the border of the diagram by unchecking the border checkbox in the Appearance group. Sometimes it is useful to add annotations to the chart. These can be either text or graphical annotations. To add a text annotation, locate the Annotations group, then click the Text Annotation button and drag the mouse over the chart. You will see a plus sign appears as part of the mouse pointer. This indicates that wherever you click on the chart, a text annotation will be inserted. For example, let's click on the first bar. You can edit the content, move, resize, and rotate the annotation. You can also move the entire annotation by moving the insertion point. With version 2.4.0, several options have been added to customize annotations. If an annotation is selected, changes apply only to that annotation, otherwise to all of them. The connector to the insertion can be removed or changed using 4 different types of connectors that are displayed in the Connector drop-down button. The frame of the annotation has different shapes: no frame, rectangular, rounded rectangular, and ellipsis. The thickness of the frame can also be modified as well as its color using the border color picker. The body of the annotation can be transparent or have a color which can be selected from the background color picker. An interesting use of annotations is to use them not as a way to include text into the chart, but as a way to frame part of the chart elements with a rectangle or an ellipsis to highlight some part of the chart. To remove an annotation, select the annotation and press the Delete key on your keyboard. Let's look at the X-axis options. In a bar chart, the X-axis is categorical, so the order of the labels is not always meaningful. However, it is often necessary to display the bars in a different order than the default. To change the order, press the Sort button on the X-axis tab. This action displays a dialog box with the list of X-axis labels in the order in which they appear in the chart. There are many ways to rearrange the labels and their associated bars. One is to arbitrarily move the labels by selecting one of them and pressing the up or down arrow at the top of the dialog box. The changes do not take effect until you press the OK button. In this case, we have moved the T2 label to the last position. Let's press OK to see the results. Now we want to sort the labels in alphabetical descending order. Press the Sort button, click the alphabetical descending button, and press OK. Now suppose you want to see the bars in ascending order of Y values. Press the Sort button, click the ascending button at the top right of the dialog, and press OK. Finally, another important way to sort is by the numerical values of the x-axis labels. The algorithm looks for the first occurrence of a numeric value. If not all labels contain a numeric value, the sorting procedure does not apply. In this example, however, all labels have numeric values. Let's do a sort in ascending order. Press the Sort button, click the ascending button, and then press the OK button. Starting in version 2.4.0, labels of the x-axis can be edited. Double-click the one you want to edit and type the new name in the dialog box. The y-axis of this graph is numerical. So, the most important options are related to the minimum and maximum of the axis, the number of ticks, and the number of decimals. There are other options that you can explore yourself, such as inverting the scales, using a logarithmic scale, changing the distribution of numbers in the scales, etc. Finally, we'll show you how to create a bar chart that displays more than one variable. For example, to show the protein and fat content. To do this, go to the Graphics tab and press the Bars button. In the resulting dialog box, select fat and add it to the y-axis. Protein and treatments are already in the setup from the previous run. Now press the blue arrow play button in the upper left corner of the dialog box. Instead of 4 bars, we have 8 bars. 4 for protein and 4 for fat. To help the reader of the graph know which is which, you need to add legends. Go to the Options tab in the Graph Options group, find Legends and press Show, or use the Find tool and type Legend and press Show. You can move the legend box to different locations. For example, use the Position pop-up menu to move it to the upper right corner. To edit the legend names, edit the series names. In the Series panel, located to the left of the graph, there is an Edit button. It applies to the selected series. Select both series and click the Edit button. Edit the name of the first series by adding the % symbol in brackets to indicate the unit of measurement. Press the OK button and continue with the next series. Let's do it for protein. And now for fat. Of course, the y-axis label should be edited to say %. To do this, double-click the label and type % in the dialog box that appears. You can add superscript, subscript, and special symbols to this label. In the Series panel, you can change the order in which the bars appear by simply changing the series order. You can sort them alphabetically or use the arrows to move them around. You may want to further enhance your presentation. Since Navure version 2.4.0, you can copy the chart in SVG format. You have 2 options: copy the current chart or copy the chart with a white background. The SVG format allows you to insert the chart in an application such as PowerPoint, ungroup all its elements, and use all the tools offered by this application to improve your presentations. We invite you to explore all the options that can be applied to a bar chart in Navure.